Welcome to Punky's World. This is a genealogy video. In April of last year, the 1950 census was released. Every 10 years, the U.S. government releases a census to the public. The 1950 census, I'm going to go and get, 1950 census form. Because I want to talk to you about there it is, the 1950 census. So I'm going to print out the blank form. I hope I can read this. Yikes. Blank forms. Okay. No, I'll have to find a different one. Okay. These are the questions that were asked. I'm going to print these out for you. Print. Actually, I'm going to print them out for me, but print. Thank you. I need census forms. Worksheet, free download. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I already have Family Tree magazine, thank you. Now how do I download it? Okay, my download went to my inbox. That's how Family Tree magazine does it. Okay. There it is. Okay, I'm going to print it. Print. Okay. That way I can show you what we're talking about in a better way. I'm also going to throw this add to bookmarks. Okay. Okay. Now, I was very excited when this particular census came out, and my mother was excited for it, but passed away before it came out. She passed away in December of 2021, and it came out in April following year, of course. As I mentioned, April of last year, 2022. So, Okay. They did it a little bit differently in this census. Like, college students in previous censuses were enumerated at home with their parents, whether or not they were sleeping elsewhere, sleeping away at school. In this census, they were actually enumerated at school. Let's see. All infants born from January to March were counted. Again, college students were enumerated or counted where they lived while attending school rather than with their parents, which is what they had done before. Members of the armed forces who slept off post were counted where they slept rather than where they were stationed. Lodging houses, hotels, and similar places usually contained multiple dwelling units and multiple households. The enumerator was instructed each group occupying separate living quarters that meet the definition of a dwelling unit should be assigned a separate serial number. When roomers who rent sleeping quarters only should be listed with the members of the household's family. Okay, the questions that they asked. Obviously, name of street, avenue, road, house or apartment number, serial number of dwelling unit. That was something that they assigned. Is this house a farm, a ranch? Is this house on a place of 3 or more acres? Then they put in an agricultural questionnaire number. That's a separate census. The person's name, the relationship to the head of household, the race, the sex or gender, the age on last birthday, the marital status, and it went like this: married is MAR, or sometimes they just put M. Widowed is WD, divorced is B, separated is SEP. State or country of birth, naturalization status if foreign born, yes, no, or AP, which is for born abroad of American parents. Was the person working, unable to work, keeping house, or doing something else? Were they living in the same house a year ago? Were they living on a farm? Were they living in the same county? If no, in item 23, what county and state or foreign country were you living in a year ago? What country were his parents born in? And yes, it says his. Highest grade of school that you finished. Did you finish, that you attended? Did you finish this grade? Have you attended school at any time since February 1st? Or are you age 30 or over? Then it talks about looking for work. Okay. Oh, it came with a, okay. It also had a special line that only every certain number of people filled out. Now, oh, that goes with this. Okay. Where are the, okay, that's name, that's the first part. Okay. There is a special section every, oh, was that in 1940? That might have been in 1940. Okay. Okay. Now, we have the form. Okay. This is actually 3 pages to it. I know it sounds daunting, but it really isn't. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my grandparents' 1950 census. It'll be the easiest way to do this. Bookmarks, genealogy. Whoops. Here, and we go to okay. I'm gonna go to where is it? I was making the name matches. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Wow. Anyway, I'll take care of that in a minute. Okay, I want to go to my grandparents. Go to the tree. Go to a tree. Geez. Got it. Okay. I am going to okay. I think I have it in my grandparents' profiles, but I'm not sure. There's the 1950 census. I do not have it here. Okay, so I'm going to have to go. Oops. Back. Search. I should find the 1950 census, no problem. There's 1950. 1920, 30, 1950. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is what it looks like. This is my grandparents, my dad, and his brothers. Okay. That is the 1950 census. Well, that's the transcription of it. It's not Robert J. Wilson for the record. It's Robert Wilson Jr. But anyway, yeah, this is the one that had the extra questions. The extra question went to my grandfather, I think. School he had attended. What is the highest grade of school he had attended? I don't understand what that means. Oh, this is my grandmother. Pretty sure that's my grandmother. Oh, nope. That's not Delia Gendron. Okay. She completed 5th grade. She's 30 or over. Did housework. This person's been married more than once. No. Okay. Okay, no. But anyway, looks like they're on the same page. There we go. Okay. Okay. My grandmother was also on the special line. Parents born in the U.S. My grandmother finished 5th grade and didn't work. Okay, so let me just show you. I don't know why they wrote it as Robert J, but they did. That's the actual census. Now, in the 1950 census. Okay, it says, Robert Sr. He was born in Connecticut. What the heck is that? Is he now married? Okay, married. Duh. Okay. What were the other three? Oh, never married. Okay. I was gonna say, her little kids. Anyway, so Grandpa was 49, Grandma was 36, Grandpa was born in Connecticut, Grandma was born in Mass, Dad was born in Connecticut, my uncles were born in Mass. And they were the ages of 5, 2, and an infant. If this was taken in June, let me see if I can find the enumeration date on this particular, April 6th. Okay, so he wasn't born yet, but he was enumerated as being born the following month. That's interesting. And he already had a name? How would they have even known he was male? Wait, this says April 6th. This is strange. Yeah, date sheet started and went to April 17th. I don't understand. Huh. Whitens Road, this is Stevens. Huh. Okay. So I guess they were on Stevens Pond. Continue down Whitens Road, then Stevens Road. Okay. So they were on Stevens Pond at the time. Huh. Alrighty. It just seems weird to me. It says 5-2 in May. Okay, except that the census was taken in April. And my grandmother wouldn't have had any way to know in 1950 that she was having a boy or what his name was going to be, even though she would have been 8 months pregnant at the time of the census. So that is confusing to me. The date of this census cannot be correct. They didn't have ultrasounds back then, and they certainly didn't tell you what you were having. Or maybe they assumed? I don't know. I find it strange. And right next door to them was Aunt Delia, was my grandmother's Aunt Delia and Uncle Phileas. He's from French Canada. She was born in Connecticut. Yep, we know that. Okay, my grandfather says he worked in tobacco. A tobacco farm. Not in 1950 you didn't, Grandpa. Your Uncle Phil did. Oh, Uncle Phil was old. So, I think he was retired. Oh, they lived in the same building. They lived in the same building. Because it says second right. 53 and 54. So they lived in the same building. Huh. Okay. Who else lived on that road? Tolls. Hattis. Miklos. Okay, yeah, I bet they're from Greece. Oh, well, New Jersey, but I can guarantee you somebody was from Greece along the way. Probably the parents. Um, Villadoo, right? Villadoo. Yep. Oops. Yay. Okay, that's interesting. Now, what you can do is go to the next page. Whoops. Let's go to the next page. Go. Okay. And this is still Stevens, right? Briggs, DeMay, LeMay, Kurtica, Green, Auger, Picard. Sheesh, Dad, you really did live in a French world, didn't you? My father spoke French. There's another reason that I got this book. Not only did my grandmother and all of her family speak it, my father spoke it. So yeah, this is something I want to show you as well. It goes along with the census. This is my grandfather's military census for World War One. Remember, I told you that they did a military census, and I'm going to tell you what questions they asked as soon as I change the battery. I'm back. Um, like I said before, the battery told me it needed to be changed. This is the World War One census. Okay, military census. Now, again, they wrote Robert J. Wilson. It's not Robert J. Wilson. Broadwood, Connecticut. He was 17. He was 5 feet 8 inches, weighed 155 pounds. He was single at the time. He was a citizen of the United States. Have you been in any military service? No. Can you do any of the following? Ride a horse? No. Handle a team? Yes. Drive an automobile? Yes. Ride a motorcycle? Yes. Understand telegraphy? No. Operate a wireless? No. Any experience with a steam engine? No. Electrical machinery? No. Handle a boat? No. Any experience in simple coastwise navigation? No. Any experience with high-speed marine gasoline engines? No. Are you a good swimmer? Yes. What is your present trade or occupation? Farming. Post Office, Broadbrook, Connecticut, P.O. Box 243. This was my grandfather. February 24th, 1917. Which means he was only 16 when he did the census, not 17. Because his birthday was in December. He was born in December 1900. So he lied about his age when he did this. Because he would have just turned 16 2 months before, at the end of 1916. So he was barely 16, and he said he was 17. He wasn't going to be 17 for another 11 months. So Grandpapa lied. Find it interesting he could handle a team, but is this? I'm just curious. Oh! I bet I know who this is. Robert Gertrude. Robert and his mother Margaret, widowed, from Ireland. Yep. This is my grandfather's cousin, who was the same age. Just, and one thing you want to do is look on the page, because, for example, I found my grandparents, I found my grandmother's aunt and uncle. That would explain why Dad knew Uncles Phil and Aunt Delia particularly well, because they literally practically lived with them. I'm trying to think, 1950. Yeah, my father was 5 years old. Or 44. Yeah, 6 years old. Because they took that census right around my father's 6th birthday. But they had him listed as 5, and Uncle David as 2. But Uncle David's birthday wasn't until July. So my dad is 2 years and 3 months older than Uncle David. But this was taken after Dad's birthday. So there's a lot of confusion for me in this particular census record. I'm glad I looked at it again and really studied it with you guys. And that's something so important for you to do. I do want to put this no, not that one, although that one needs to go in too. I do want to put the 1950 census in my save. Save this record to Robert Wilson. Yep. Oh, that's right. That was the 1950 census. Uncle Richard was born in May of 49. Sure. That explains that. Saved you the tree. That's why they just wrote May, because he wasn't a year old yet. He was turning a year the next month. Still doesn't explain why they didn't make Dad 6 years old. His dad was 6. Uncle David hadn't turned 3 yet. He was about 2.5. And Uncle Richard was 11 months. So that explains it. But it still doesn't explain the other stuff. But at least I looked at it. And now I have the 1950 census here where it should be. I recommend these forms, by the way, for these records. They have them for every single census that is out. The next census to come out will be in 2032. It will be 1960, which will be my mother's first census. And she will appear to be a year younger than she actually was because she was born in July, and the census would have been taken in spring. Same thing with me. The 1980 census would be my first census, and I would be shown as being 5. I actually turned 6 that year, but my birthday was August, so. Let's see, 1970 will come out in 2042, and 1980 will come out in 2052, and I will be 78. I should be here to see my own census, because by all rights my mother should have been here to see hers. My father would have been, 78. He should have been here to see his. I mean, Bob Prunier is here to see his, for gosh sakes. But they do it that way because they're hoping most of the people won't be here to see it. It comes out 72 years after each census. So if you're young when the census is taken, I was 5.5 years old, then you're probably going to be alive when your census comes up to be released publicly in the United States. So, but yes, every 10 years they release a census. 1940 was exciting. 1950 was even more exciting. Oh my goodness. But it was tempered with sadness because my mother wasn't here, to see Daddy in the census, and she wanted to see that census so badly. 1940 showed my grandmother working as a maid. As I told you, I found the family. She seemed very excited. I'm still waiting for her to, oh boy. Yeah, I don't. Ugh. It's 2 o'clock. Anyway. So, I don't know if I'm going to be going down there because it is really pouring. I think I can get Bob to take me down there. Or it stops in the next 2 hours. So yeah, that is this census. It has been indexed. It's funny, they managed to index that, but 1940 still has a ways to go before it's completely indexed. But okay, how you do that? I don't understand that one, but that's okay. But that's okay. Thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something about the very latest census that has come out. And I hope it helps you with your tree. And who knows, if you're the right age, maybe your mom or dad are on this census. Or maybe they'll be on the 1960 census coming up. So, I will see you next time. God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your day. Please stay safe. It is flooding rain. I don't know how much of the East Coast is getting this flooding rain, but we're getting more flooding rain. So, God bless you. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to both channels and hit those bells. Remember, you can customize those bells. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Mwah.